That'll do. Well, today I'm delighted to say we're sitting in the back garden of Mr. Ben Cohen, England rugby player supreme, World Cup winner, the original swallow diver, of course. Chris Ashton, eat your heart out. And I've known this young man for a long time, and I never thought I would say to this man, Ben Cohen, gay icon, and indeed now founder of the Stand Up Foundation Against Bullying. You're no longer a rugby player, but you are fast becoming an inspiration to, well, the gay community of the sporting world, but indeed the bullied community of the sporting world. You've just come back from America. I don't know where to start with this, Ben. Perhaps you could briefly tell us how you've transformed yourself into this new star that you've become.
Yeah, well, that's a hell of an intro, so thank you very much.
It's me, I can't stop talking.
Yeah, I've been around the States on an acceptance tour. We started here in Manchester, and then down in London, and then we went off to Atlanta, New York, Washington and Seattle. It's about promoting the Stand Up Foundation and to stand up against bullying and homophobia in sport.
But how has this happened, Ben? I'm trying to get my head around the fact. I last saw you sort of doing what you did best, which was diving into the corner and scoring tries for Northampton and then Breve and then recently Sale.
Yeah, that didn't happen very often towards the end of my career, though.
And here we are now. You're 32 years young. You're no longer a rugby player, but you have found a second vocation in life very quickly.
Yeah, and it's something that's been happening for the last sort of 5 or 6 years, really. And I found out that I had a massive following on Facebook.
This is you modelling in your underwear, isn't it? And
it could have been. It could have been.
Did it work for me when I did it? But
no, because it never left the bedroom. Yeah, I found out that I had a massive following on Facebook, about 30,000 people, and I found out they happened to all be men, and it was something actually, it came a bit of responsibility to it. To cut a very long story short. Of that my personal experience of my dad getting murdered and the consequences and the knock-on effects that has to a family, it was huge. And I realised that actually a lot of people who get bullied, and I got told that a lot of people that they get bullied through people sending emails in on the website and stuff, and actually that I was in a position of a privileged position to make a difference to people's lives, and it was something that it sort of led to this. 5 or 6 years later, about doing it on a big scale and making a difference to people's lives across the board. Yeah,
well, of course, you and I go back a few years, Ben, and I remember sitting down and talking to you at the time of your dad's passing. And for those who don't know, he was basically beaten up, wasn't he? And subsequently died from his injuries. And obviously that put a big sense of grievance into your psyche, didn't it? As a player as well. I mean, it drove you, didn't it? But it also got you into the whole prospect of people being bullied and unfairly victimised.
No, exactly. It did. I'm the youngest in my family by 5 years, and I had to become the head of the family very quickly because I found that actually I could get my aggression out on the pitch, and I could be sort of on a level thinking playing field, as you want to say, to my family,
and you were the best. I can say this for sure. You were the best winger in the world for sort of 2-3 year period, without a doubt, and part of that was personal.
Without a doubt, that the anger, the frustration, the emotion, everything that flies comes with it. I say flies, I mean comes with it, and I managed to be able to channel that into my game, and without a doubt I won a World Cup, because of my dad and for my dad and my family at that time, and I played rugby from then on, and obviously became a bit of a gay icon, but also a lot of parents, a lot of young children that get bullied contact me, and it's something that I want to channel my energies into.
And that sense of grievance, which you first channeled into your sport to such great success, I guess that's now being channeled into the foundation and the drive against. I say bullying. I mean, you're beginning with the gay society, I suppose, because in sports still to this day, let's not kid ourselves. There's probably many gay people playing sport, but they're way too fearful to talk about it because of the repercussions.
Yeah, homophobia in sport is huge across the world. Bullying across the world, homophobia in sport across the world happens, and it's very wrong. People. I'll give you a quick example. Is that when I was coming through to the Saints Academy, or when I was a youngster at the Saints, I was 17, and I noticed I had a very good talent, and I was someone that actually had to keep an eye on and maybe fast track into the first team. That Ian McGeek at the time said if he's good enough, he's old enough. And I use that sort of analogy to say, well, actually, no matter what your sexual orientation is, if you're a good enough sportsman, nothing else should really matter. You know, you're part of a team because of your ability, and nothing else. And that you should never be outed because you're gay or perceived to be different.
Now, people will wonder, okay, that's great, but how is a straight English rugby player, because rugby's not big in America, although actually it is pretty big grassroots, isn't it? How come he's getting the message across in America? And I guess the answer is because nobody's doing it over there.
Well, no one's doing it anywhere in the world. You know, it's a unique. You know, it's the first foundation that specifically looks at bullying and bullying in with the LGBT community. But you know, I would say the reason why I'm big over there was the fact that they found me. You know, all the followers I have on Facebook, Twitter, and all the hits we have on the website is due to people finding me. You know, so that's how we got over there on the acceptance tour, and that's where they wanted us to come over, and that's how it's grown really. But you know, not forgetting England too. As I said, we have had events here too, and it's something that we're never going to neglect. So you know, it's a world issue, but you know, we're based and that stuff in the States.
It's funny how the world changes, isn't it? Your life. I mean, you've just been telling me. Well, tell us now again some of the things you've been doing over in America, the TV shows, the award presentations.
Yeah, yeah. I talk about being put out of my comfort zone. I really have been pushed to a different limit, really. Something I've been used to the last sort of 20 years playing rugby. Yeah, public speaking is probably the number one hate thing to do, isn't it? I've been giving out awards at the GLAAD Awards in San Francisco, which is a real big award. You know, there was Hollywood actors, and directors, and big cheeses, so to speak.
Well, you're hanging out with who you were hanging out. I've seen a picture of Kim Cattrall, cast from Glee.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And I had to give him an award out and read off. I was so cute. It was the biggest speech of the night as well. But I managed to do it. But it was really out of my comfort zone. So, but it was sort of say start at the deep end. It was definitely. But yeah, I've had to talk to Microsoft. I've been talking to people in Washington who are part of the White House staff, and you know, it's been some really big tours. We talked to universities, schools, you know, rugby clubs, and TV stuff. And yeah, it's been a real hard 3 weeks, but something that it's been very worthwhile.
Yeah, and it's just the beginning, isn't it? Because I mean, it's exploding, isn't it? Which means you're going to be spending a lot more time in America, spreading the word, appearing in more TV shows, doing more tours, presumably, of the rugby clubs and other establishments as well in America. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, and it's a big tide change at the moment, and it's you know, bullying is really coming to the head now, and sports people, sport figures have to be, you know, be setting an example, setting a precedence. Actually, if you're in the public eye and you have a lot of young children who look up to you in every way, it could be driving what car you drive, but it watches the way you dress, the way you treat people. You know, it's a massive knock-on effect, and that today's society that actually probably might perceive that actually being normal behaviour, and it's not. And we need to see our successful sportsmen in the world as good role models, and saying that actually within in a privileged position they're in is actually setting an example for youngsters of tomorrow.
In a funny sort of way, because Kobe Bryant famously, or should I say infamously, came out with the word faggot not that long ago. That might have done you a favour because it sort of brought the issue to a head. There's nobody more famous in American sport than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I mean,
so to say that, then it gives someone like you the opportunity to say, no, that's not the way forward.
But it's not. No, I mean, Kobe shouldn't have said that. He knows that, and he's apologised straight away. He was on the phone to HRC pretty much straight away, saying, look, how with your human rights campaign, how do I put this right? But also Steve Avery, he's an American. He's an ice hockey player up in the States. He's come up and supported gay gay marriage, and you know, so there's a lot about equal opportunity, equal rights, and things are coming out now, and about, you know, homophobia in sport and things, and people who perceive to be different actually saying that actually everyone needs to be sort of treated fairly and across the board.
Now, just to remind people, not that they're likely to forget, of course, you won the World Cup with England, you have an MBE, you had a great career at Northampton, breathe and sail, as we said. And I remember watching some of those tries you scored were out of this world, especially the early part of the noughties. And it's been wonderful. And your uncle George, as if that's not enough, George Cohen, 1966 World Cup winner. So there's a lot of success in your family. What does he make out what you're doing now? And also your teammates. You were saying, actually, I was expecting some banter because there's always banter in rugby, but no, nothing but support.
No, everyone's been very supportive, and you know, actually, rugby is actually quite a real gentleman's sport, and hopefully I hope rugby doesn't lose that. George, my uncle George, yeah, again, very supportive, and he's, you know, he's very supportive in the way of actually, you know, footballers of today, you know, especially in the UK, need to be.
He won't be too approving, will he, your Uncle George?
He needs to be more, yeah, he needs to,
of today's footballers.
He needs to be. They need to be more role models, better role models, and he believes that actually they're not. And I have to agree with him. I think that not all of them, but you know, a lot of them actually need to set good trends for the youngsters of today.
All right, Ben. Well, listen, congratulations on the rugby career, but congratulations on this as well. I mean, fair play to you. And I wish you all the best. We'll give you as much support as we can here at Sports Vibe, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.